Hollywood beauty never stands still, but lately it has grown quieter and more unsettling. Familiar faces return changed, smaller, harder to read, drawing concern instead of applause. The spotlight no longer celebrates transformation, it questions it. When appearance begins to overshadow achievement, something deeper is happening beneath the glamour. Tonight, we look past red carpets and into the pressure shaping these changes. Before we begin, tell us where you're watching from and what time it is right now.
Robbie Williams.
Robbie Williams built his career on confidence, spectacle, and emotional resilience. As a former Take That member turned global solo star, he was known for filling arenas with bravado, humor, and physical energy. His presence suggested durability rather than fragility, which is why his recent appearance felt quietly jarring. In late 2023 and into 2024, Robbie appeared noticeably slimmer, with facial changes that seemed abrupt rather than gradual. His face looked longer and more drawn, with visible hollowing around the eyes and cheeks. Side-by-side images began circulating online, but the reaction was unusual. There was no celebration or mockery, only concern. Fans struggled to focus on performance and instead questioned what they were seeing. Commentators noted that men typically retain facial volume longer, making the shift harder to explain. Medical professionals even referenced Robbie's case while discussing the risks of rapid weight loss, adding seriousness to the conversation. Robbie did not deny the change. He openly shared that he had used a medication similar to Ozempic to manage his weight, framing the decision as personal and connected to mental health. Later, he warned others after experiencing troubling side effects, including changes to his vision. His honesty reframed the narrative from rumor to reflection. Robbie Williams' story highlights a rarely discussed tension in celebrity culture. When even male bodies long associated with strength and endurance begin to shrink under pressure, the issue moves beyond vanity. It raises a deeper question about how far expectations now reach and who is truly protected from them. Kelly Osbourne. Kelly Osbourne built her public identity by resisting polish. Growing up under constant cameras as Ozzy Osbourne's daughter, she became known for sharp humor, visible rebellion, and a comfort with being unconventional. Her image suggested refusal rather than compliance, which made her recent transformation impossible to ignore. Throughout 2023 and into 2024, Kelly appeared markedly smaller than audiences remembered. The change felt swift, not gradual, and side-by-side comparisons spread quickly across entertainment media. The reaction was not cruel, but confused. Fans struggled to reconcile the woman they had followed for years with the image now in front of them. Unlike many public figures, Kelly did not allow speculation to spiral. She addressed the conversation directly, openly acknowledging her past weight loss surgery while firmly denying the use of Ozempic. Her response matched the blunt honesty that had long defined her public persona. Yet transparency did not quiet concern. It shifted it. What unsettled observers was not secrecy, but consequence. Even with explanations offered, the visual impact raised questions about permanence, pressure, and the cost of staying visible. If someone known for rejecting Hollywood norms still arrives at the same physical destination, resistance itself begins to look fragile. Kelly Osbourne's story captures a cultural shift. Identity, even loudly defended, can be slowly reshaped by expectation. When honesty no longer reassures and transformation feels inevitable, the issue extends beyond one individual. It becomes a reflection of how narrow the standard has grown and how difficult it is to stand outside it for long. Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande has spent most of her life under a spotlight that rarely softened. From early television roles to global pop dominance, her image remained remarkably consistent, offering fans a sense of familiarity and control. Many people felt they grew up alongside her, which made her recent appearances feel unsettling. During the promotional run for Wicked in 2024, Ariana appeared progressively thinner at each public event. By the time she arrived at the Oscars in a pale gown, attention quietly shifted away from nominations and toward concern. Public reaction moved quickly from admiration to worry. Longtime supporters compared current images to earlier eras, searching for reassurance in memory. Online conversations were not framed as gossip, but as care, questioning whether intense schedules, personal stress, or industry pressure had begun to outweigh well-being. The consistency that once brought comfort now amplified unease. Ariana eventually addressed the discussion indirectly. She reminded audiences that commenting on bodies can be harmful and misleading, urging restraint rather than speculation. Her message was thoughtful, yet it did not fully dissolve the tension surrounding her appearance. The concern lingered, unresolved. Her story reveals a growing imbalance in celebrity culture. Even at a creative high point, achievement struggled to compete with visual expectation. Success became secondary to measurement. When familiarity itself becomes a source of security, any visible shift can feel like loss. Ariana Grande's experience reflects how closely identity, comfort, and appearance are now intertwined, and how quickly public attention can drift from art to anatomy under the weight of expectation. Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne has long projected authority rather than approval. As a television host, manager, and family matriarch, she built her reputation on control, sharp judgment, and resilience. Aging never seemed like something she feared, which made her recent transformation feel especially unsettling. Throughout 2024, Sharon appeared noticeably thinner during interviews and public outings. The change did not read as reinvention or style. It looked abrupt and severe, prompting concern instead of admiration. What set Sharon apart was her response. She openly admitted using weight loss medication and later acknowledged regret, explaining that regaining weight proved far more difficult than she expected. Her candor was striking. Instead of reassurance, it introduced a new anxiety about permanence and loss of control. The conversation shifted from appearance to consequence. Sharon's age intensified the discussion. She was not a young performer navigating silent pressure, but an established figure who appeared to choose freely. Yet her experience suggested that autonomy does not guarantee safety. Even confidence, status, and experience can falter against narrowing standards of appearance. Her story reframes the debate around modern weight loss trends. It is less about aesthetics and more about limits. When someone known for authority speaks openly about unintended outcomes, aspiration turns into caution. Sharon Osbourne's transformation lingers as a reminder that some decisions arrive without clear exits, and that not every choice made under pressure can be easily reversed. Lily Collins. Lily Collins has long represented a carefully controlled elegance. As an actress and fashion figure, her public image was built around delicacy, discipline, and refinement rather than excess. Years earlier, she earned respect for openly discussing her past struggle with disordered eating, framing her recovery as something intentional and hard-won. That history now shapes how her recent appearances have been received. During Paris Fashion Week in 2024, Lily's body drew more attention than her work. Appearing in cropped silhouettes and low-rise styling, she looked noticeably thinner than audiences remembered. The reaction was immediate and unusually serious. Comment sections filled not with praise, but with concern, especially from viewers aware of her earlier admissions. What might have been dismissed as fashion elsewhere became something heavier here. The conversation quickly moved beyond style. Parents spoke about daughters who admired Lily, questioning what kind of standard was being reinforced. Analysts slowed videos, dissected images, and searched for explanations. The tone was not accusatory. It was protective, as if audiences felt they were witnessing a familiar pattern quietly re-emerging. Lily offered no explanation. She continued promoting projects, posting polished images, and maintaining professional silence. That silence did not calm concern, it intensified it. When someone with a known history becomes visibly smaller in a high-fashion moment, absence of context no longer feels neutral. Her story shows how memory reshapes meaning and how, once history is attached, silence can speak louder than words. Julianne Hough. Julianne Hough built her career on movement, strength, and physical mastery. As a professional dancer, performer, and television host, her body was never treated as decoration. It was a working instrument, shaped by discipline, balance, and endurance. For years, she represented capability more than conformity, which is why her recent transformation felt quietly unsettling rather than glamorous. When Julianne appeared on the Oscars red carpet in 2025, the change was immediately noticeable. She looked significantly smaller than audiences were accustomed to seeing. This did not read as a fashion experiment or a stylistic reinvention. Instead, it felt misaligned with the physical demands of her profession. For a dancer, muscle is not optional. It is function, strength, and longevity. Public reaction reflected confusion more than admiration. Viewers questioned why someone already considered exceptionally fit would pursue further reduction. The conversation focused less on beauty and more on what might be lost: stamina, resilience, and the ability to sustain a physically demanding career over time. The concern carried restraint, but it lingered. Julianne did not address the speculation directly. Her public presence became more controlled, defined by carefully composed images that acknowledged attention without engaging it. The silence left questions unanswered. Her story complicates a familiar narrative. It suggests that even physical excellence offers no immunity from pressure to become smaller. When someone whose success depends on strength begins to shrink, it exposes how deeply the standard has narrowed and how difficult it has become to exist outside it. Scott Disick. Scott Disick became famous not for a single craft, but for constant visibility. As a central figure in reality television for nearly 2 decades, his life, relationships, and struggles unfolded in real time. His body, like his lifestyle, was always part of the narrative, changing alongside public highs and private lows. That context made his recent physical shift impossible to ignore. In 2024 and into 2025, viewers noticed Scott appearing significantly slimmer, with a gaunt face and sharper features. The change felt sudden rather than gradual. Side-by-side clips from recent episodes circulated online, and the conversation quickly shifted from style to health. Concern replaced curiosity. This time, the speculation came with confirmation. Scott openly acknowledged using Mounjaro after gaining weight due to a serious back injury that limited his mobility. He framed the decision as practical and health-focused, not cosmetic. Even so, public reaction remained divided. Some accepted his explanation at face value. Others questioned whether rapid weight loss introduced new risks. In a media environment shaped heavily by the Kardashian aesthetic, Scott's transformation felt symbolic rather than isolated. His story reveals a quieter truth about modern fame. Even when health decisions are explained, interpretation is rarely controlled by context alone. When weight loss becomes visible within a brand built on appearance, it quickly turns personal choices into public debate. Scott Disick's experience shows how transparency does not always protect against judgment, and how easily health becomes spectacle under constant observation. Cynthia Erivo. Cynthia Erivo built her reputation on force, not fragility. Long before red carpets and award campaigns, she commanded Broadway stages where stamina, breath control, and emotional precision mattered more than appearance. Her body was understood as an instrument of power, trained to endure demanding performances night after night. That context shaped how audiences understood her success. During the promotional cycle for Wicked in 2024, that understanding began to shift. At award season appearances, Cynthia appeared noticeably slimmer than before. The change felt abrupt, drawing attention away from her performance and toward her frame. What should have been a celebration of craft became a moment of scrutiny. Public reaction intensified when outside voices entered the conversation. A well-known plastic surgeon publicly analyzed her photos, pointing to visual markers associated with rapid weight loss. Framed as expert commentary, those observations carried authority and escalated speculation. The discussion moved from curiosity into something more invasive, where opinion felt justified by credentials. Cynthia did not respond. She continued to speak about the role, the music, and the cultural significance of portraying Elphaba. Her silence was composed and professional, but it offered little protection. Each appearance reignited debate, shifting focus away from artistry and toward measurement. Her story exposes a painful contradiction in celebrity culture. Even exceptional talent and historic achievement do not shield women from physical evaluation. When excellence becomes secondary to appearance, the standard has clearly shifted. The lingering question is no longer about her body, but about what success is still allowed to look like. These stories are not about answers, but about moments when success pauses under scrutiny and silence speaks louder than applause. As Hollywood's standards continue to narrow, even confidence, talent, and transparency no longer guarantee safety. Appearance begins to outweigh achievements, and pressure hides beneath polished images. The question is no longer who changed, but why being smaller has become the expectation. Who decides when enough is enough? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this video made you reflect, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more untold stories from Hollywood Timeless.